You're tuned into the New Old Heads podcast, premiered every Thursday at noon at BringingDownTheBand.com and brought to you by No Bad Ideas, Coleman Dental, Printfinity, and Indie CD and Vinyl. Support the New Old Heads by visiting our Patreon at patreon.com/newoldheads.
Episode 160 of the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7. I make incredible beats. That's what they say. Longevity is actually vouched for those, so I feel good about that because he's a dope producer as well. How are you, sir?
I see what you did there.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, you set me up to not troll you. yeah, I'm doing all right. How are you?
Good to see you, Longevity.
You too.
Ableton professor at 𝐷 super producer, and also founder of Bringing Down the Band. How are you, sir?
Again, I'm pretty
Just
good.
double checking and making sure you're good. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm feeling great.
Still good.
Yeah, he's still good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Spoolz.
15 seconds later, still good.
Thanks, Spoolz. Appreciate it.
Well, you know, he could have processed a lot in time.
Yeah,
That was a lot. You're still going through the previous.
Yeah, a little short. We had a situation earlier, but it's cool now. We handled that. It's all good. Across the table, sitting in for Jay Diff. Shout out to Jay Diff as well. He is a father now. Congratulations
Yeah,
to the
congrats.
homies.
Congratulations
Jay Moore is taking
to the
his-
Coleman family.
Yes,
Yes, indeed.
He is a father now, so we are happy for you, brother.
Healthy
Congratulations,
baby girl.
Yes, my man Jay Moore is in the building. Former radio
It's a beautiful
personality.
thing.
Yes, it is indeed. Former radio personality, master of ceremonies, and also the voice of Indianapolis. My man Jay Moore. How are you, sir?
You know what it is. Kicking but not high, flapping but can't fly.
I like that line. The extended long sleeve, $99 polo boy.
This is something that's
You
at
know-
the bottom
See.
of my laundry pile. I don't
I
even
think
know
it
what you're
doesn't
talking
matter. Whoever sits in this seat
Yeah.
automatically gets.
About the gear, about what they
that's
wearing.
That's the gear seat.
I just know those are retail. Though, bring you probably about $100 all.
about. I mean, if you
Give or
pay
take.
retail,
Yeah, but I know you don't. You're a hustler, so it's cool. I'm not mad.
I get it how I live, baby. It's all good.
I stay out of grown folks' business, so it's cool.
Yeah, do that. Stay out of grown folks' business.
To my immediate left, DJ extraordinaire, avid Chicago sports fanatic. He is also in control of his life. The incomparable DJ
CEO.
Spoolz.
He's the CEO of his life.
Thank you.
I like in control though.
Hello, Michael. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Doing great.
Good to see you as always.
Likewise, man.
Still repping Chicago.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Bears, or no?
Of course, always, man.
Okay.
Come on.
You feeling good?
About the Bears?
Yes.
Not really.
Y'all gonna have to make a decision, bro. I'm just gonna,
That last game was kind of like a swing. I think it could have,
Yeah.
had they won that game, I think that, they would have been trajectory up pretty good.
Sure.
Losing it's obviously the other
So let me
way,
ask you this, and I'm gonna ask
They'll
you.
win a few more games, and they might win 7 total, probably.
This is a yes or no answer. Killer Cam Newton, yes or no, if it's possible.
Yes.
All right.
Why not?
Why not? I know you. I know how you feel.
This is what I'll say, man, about the Bears, though. We've given up a lot recently. Shout out to our man, TR.
Yes, he's in the building.
As well.
Shout out to my man 𝗲 as well. He is in the
Slade
building.
is in the building.
Yes, sir.
So we were talking earlier, because he's a Raiders fan. He's like, what do you think about that trade with Mac? And I've been thinking about how much they gave up to get Trubisky and Mac.
Yes.
And, I don't want to do that again.
Mm.
We need to keep our draft picks. You know what I'm saying? So if getting Cam means giving up, another first rounder, I don't know.
Like, no.
That's fair.
I like Cam, though. But
Yeah.
You're a Bears fan as well.
What do you
so.
think? What do
More
you
than
think,
Chase
Sean?
Daniel.
Yeah. First of all, it's
Sign
fucked-
Colin Kaepernick.
it's
Bam,
still- it's
there you
still-
go.
Oh,
I
It's
see
still
you, I
fuck
see
the
you.
NFL, but at the
I
same
feel you.
time,
I feel you.
that's just an interesting story that's been building. But no, I do. I don't actually, because I still follow the Bears. I haven't actually watched, but I check the stats just because I'm curious and every once in a while. And I know it's not the same as watching, but I think Trubisky's still young, and I know the Bears have a history of going too far with a bad quarterback.
Right.
I don't think it needs to be that, but he is still young, and they invested a lot into him. So I think that's a weird line to try to decide, when is a good time to cut the cord.
Right.
As far as that's concerned, I don't know if it's yet. I mean, he was good he was at the Pro Bowl last year, right?
What Spoolz and I talk
Yes.
about, what they gave up to his point to get him. So
But
it's
I don't think that should be a part of the conversation, though.
I mean, that's a lot though. Do you just throw away a guy that you mortgaged the whole group of picks and all that type of stuff for, and just give him away and then try something else? Like, that's a lot. They gave away a lot to get him.
Yeah, I don't think that really factors into the decision making like right now.
Okay.
You know, like I think it just determines on like how good is. Like, sure, that's like a cool like side talking point, but is that really relevant? Like, if he completely sucks and he's trash, get rid of him, regardless if you did that or not. But he's still a young guy, you know. Are you really going to put all the blame on the Bears' struggle on Trubisky's shoulders too?
That I do not agree with.
Not the offensive, how the offense has been crafted, and the running game, and the offensive line, and the defense. You know,
I told Spoolz that I
Mitch
agree
doesn't
with
make
that.
a lot of mistakes. I mean, he misses throws. We've talked about this before, but he doesn't throw a ton of interceptions. Last game, he threw 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
He also doesn't throw downfield very often, though, does he?
Not too much. Like he.
I looked at the averages. It's like averaging 4.3 yards a throw.
Yeah.
It's not a lot.
That's horrible, actually.
If he was a running back, that'd be pretty decent.
That'd be pretty good. Yeah.
But I mean, it's just. I don't know. It's not all him. I mean, if they decided to get Cam, if they could get him for something, where they're not giving up much somehow. Cool.
Yeah.
If not, man, then just fucking build around him. Like, get a better offensive line is
average.
key, and it's below average. Right
below
now.
average.
Do what the Ravens did with Lamar Jackson. Build around your quarterback.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying Mitchell Trubisky and Lamar Jackson have
They're not
the same.
They're not even close.
Level of talent, but hey, you see what happens when you don't just try to stick some guy in your system. You build a system around the guy.
Right? Facts.
Well, did they not try to build this around Mitch, though?
Kind of, but I think it's contingent upon a good offensive line.
All I know is Khalil Mack is a beef. Shout out to Buffalo. It's a Mack school. He's a once in a lifetime
Trevathan
guy. So
the Bears' defense is really good.
Yeah, they're extremely good. So we'll see what happens with them. But I got
to just on the field all the time.
Yeah, I always got to ask Spoolz. Check his temperature in terms of the Bears. But we'll see. We'll see what Trubisky, as they say online. I see that a lot. All right, episode 160. Let's go ahead and jump into the rundown here. So apparently, Wu-Tang is for the children because the sons of Method Man, Ghostface, ODB, and U-God have formed their own group, and they've actually released a single. It's called Second Generation Wu, I believe is the name of the group. They got a joint called 7 ODs, I believe what I read there. The members are, make sure, I don't know whose son is who, but it says Power, Sun God, Young Dirty Bastard, obviously we know who that is, and Intel.
Sun God is Ghostface's son.
Okay.
He's been on Ghostface's projects.
See, I'm asleep. Okay, that's what's up.
I saw Young Dirty Bastard perform in Atlanta. TR was there. Yeah, it was like 2011 or something. So
that's
12.
What's up. That's what's up.
Are any of them any good?
Sun God can rap. I'm not familiar with the others.
I know one is you God's son, I believe. One's Meth's son, Ghost, and
Sun God's dope.
Yeah. I haven't heard a lot. I heard the single. I followed them on IG. The group, they released their track through Dock Street Records. I guess according to, it says SI Live. The label is based out of
Staten Island, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's
SI?
called Amendment 18. That's a restaurant in Stapleton. Where their careers got started for their pops. So I'm actually curious to hear how this goes. I want to like it just off the strength of growing up being a Wu-Tang fan. But we got to hold people accountable, right? So I heard the single that I heard, or the joint that I heard, had a cream chop. You know what I'm saying, in terms of the cream sample.
Go ahead. Sorry.
You know what I mean? And it had a couple of the older Wu-Tang joints. I can't think of the samples off top that will come in and out throughout the beat. So I can see they're going for the nostalgia. The track was cool. I wasn't blown away. It's cool.
Between a level of Wu-Tang and B-level affiliate, where we at?
Oh, yeah, you guys have this thing. Yeah.
We do.
You know what? I'm going to give kids the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
They're not B-level affiliates.
They're not the Wu Gambinos?
No, they're not that. Sons of Man, they're not in there. They're above that. But it's still in between, obviously.
And production was decent?
It was cool. The chop was cool, but I wasn't blown away with it. Like,
that's the more so what I'm curious about.
Yeah, I can tell they were going for a nostalgic feel based off the cream sample. It was cool. Now I'm excited about it because again, I'm tied to the Wu because we grew up on them. So I want these kids to do well. I'm not here to hate on them, but we got to keep it a buck in terms of the actual product. It's cool.
I wonder if the name of the song is actually God, because it looks like 7 OD. I mean, 7 is.
It could be God.
Seventh letter.
Yeah, well, it's like, that's like a 5%er thing, like Islam.
Could be, and we'll check the stats if I misspoke, but
I just was looking at the way it was.
No, I feel you. No, it's all good. What do you guys think about that overall? Just the concept of, I think the concept and the idea of the kids from the Wu rapping, I think that's fucking dope. Now, how it's going to be received and what people think, that's a different conversation. Lone, what do you think? Where you at with that? And
I don't care.
You don't care? Okay, that's
no.
cool.
I mean, like if it's good, like if it's good, cool.
Right.
But the fact that they're the children, I think it's a cool way to market yourself. You're obviously going to get people to pay attention to you because you're Wu-Tang legacy, right?
Yep.
But that doesn't do anything for, like, it's not like it is Method Man and Ghostface rapping, so I don't know what it's going to be. So they got the leg up. So I'm curious. I guess I'll follow it, but I mean, I don't know.
That's fair. Spoolz, what you think, man, overall?
I haven't listened to the song, so I'm gonna check
just
it out.
Just the concept, I guess.
I think the concept's cool, man. Like I'm not gonna, kind of to Lone's point, like if it ends up being not good, I'm not gonna like it just cause, being a big Wu-Tang fan, but
right.
I'll probably listen to it with a, I don't know, a more generous ear though, because I like the, I love Wu-Tang Clan. So,
yeah. I can admit that there'll probably be, slight bias when I listen to it, but we got to keep it a buck. Like we were talking about, the single's cool from what I heard. Like that's me trying to be objective. Right. Like it's cool. It didn't blow me away, but I see where they're going. It wasn't trash.
They're doing a project, like a whole project.
I believe from what I understand, they're actually doing a whole project.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? So I'd be curious to see if their fathers are going to be features, how that works. Production. Lone hit on a good point because the one thing we knew about Wu-Tang, especially coming up early, RZA was on the boards. We knew the production was going to be solid. So is this going to be an entire album of people that are, trying to produce and recreate joints for a nostalgic feel, or is it going to be genuine?
That's kind of corny.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like I don't want that. I want these guys to be themselves,
Method Man, and stuff like that. Like
yeah. I want them to be themselves. In my opinion, I'd rather them be themselves.
Mm-hmm. I've heard, like I said, Sun God rap before. He raps his own way. He doesn't sound like his dad at all. So that's a good look. Hopefully they're all. Does Young Dirty Bastard rap like his dad?
From what I've heard,
when I saw him, he definitely resembled him
100%.
Quite a bit. But I don't know if you can ever really rap like him. You know what I mean? But definitely had the type of feel.
Emulate or whatever. Yeah.
So you're saying not only is there no father to Old Dirty style, there's no son to his style either.
Oh man,
interesting.
I see what you did there.
Well, he has the drunken style, right? So.
I see what you did there too. We lost them there. I get it. J Moore, what do you think about the concept, just the idea overall?
I mean, it's cool, but I'm not gonna give him any extra love because they're the sons of guys I like.
Okay.
There's been plenty of time where there have been people who were the sons of maybe a singer, or like even if you take it out of the realm of music,
rap,
I mean. I remember Michael Jordan's kids tried to play college basketball and they were trash.
Yeah, that's true.
Eric Gordon gave him 40.
Marvis
Frazier tried to fight after his father.
Did you say
Richard Pryor Jr.?
Richard Pryor Jr. Yeah, it was not. It's actually I don't. Was it Richard Pryor Jr.? It's one of his kids.
Baby son, the one after, like one of his sons.
Yeah, one of his kids.
Whichever one that got booed off the stage
at the Apollo.
The Apollo, yeah. just as an example.
Yeah, Spoolz like I don't care which one it was. He was whack.
Yeah, so Joe Frazier's kid, Richard Pryor's kid, Michael Jordan's kid, they didn't have it. So there's no guarantee
that happens.
Sometimes,
really
but sometimes it goes the other way too, though. So who knows?
That's a fact.
The Longs and Howie Long, Chris Long was good.
Oh, they had great
Del
careers.
Curry, Steph Curry.
Yep.
The whole family they played for the Packers at one point. They'll do with the long
Matthews.
Hair. Yeah, the Matthews.
Clay Matthews. Yeah.
Yeah, his dad was a beast.
Yeah.
So,
and his uncle too, I believe.
Yeah. So I mean, it can happen, but
Kevin Love, daddy was in the Beach Boys. You know what I'm saying? He found a way to get to the league.
What's Joakim Noah's parents were like?
Tennis player.
Thompson.
Thompson, yeah.
You know, Michael Thompson, and his because everybody knows Clay, but he's got another son that plays like for the Dodgers.
His dad was a high draft pick too.
Yeah, so
and for the Lakers, so
his dad won championships with the Lakers.
It's Showtime.
Yeah.
Well, there's Taylor McFerrin and Bobby McFerrin too, and Taylor McFerrin's pretty dope.
There we go.
I got his wax over there.
About Bob Dylan and Jacob Dylan.
Hey,
what you know about one headlight?
Yeah. There's the Partridge Family. You know, you got the kids, got the kids and the children, and then the parents. You know.
Didn't we talk about that last couple episodes about
Pleasant White Family?
Pleasant White Family music. Yeah.
It's episode 158 or 59, one of them.
Pleasant White Family music.
Yeah. All those joints have like background vocals.
Oh, you weren't here for that, were you?
Yeah, I don't think you were here. Yeah, we talking about Pleasant White Family.
The Carpenters.
Yeah.
And Dave.
All of them have like mad background vocals that are like ba 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 ba. You know what I mean?
It's just
real
like
stacked up.
Happy people with like tall grass behind them in their cover photos.
Why the fuck are y'all? Why are y'all so happy?
It's folk
like,
music.
For what?
Yeah.
Who
are these folks though?
I don't know that, but they was happy. A lot of ba 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 ba's on those vocals.
That sounds like the beginning of like when you went to. Did they have Warenberg theaters in Indy?
Warenberg? No, I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Somebody from listening from St. Louis will know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay. Shout out to St. Louis, man. We love St. Louis.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
People
Nelly.
know this.
Shout out to Murphy Lee. We see you.
Yeah. Shouts to
Hey, low key though.
Shout out to the City Museum. That's a fun place.
Yeah, City
St.
Museum.
Louis. Shout to
what else, Spoolz?
what else? They got good barbecue there.
That's
Shout to the Hill.
Spots.
The good Italian spots on the Hill, right?
Yeah. Oh, they're known for the Italian food. And shout out to all the little Chinese food spots where you can get a Vest soda.
Hey,
Shouts to Eastern Illinois.
I hate it.
Shout out to East St. Louis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yes,
shout
sir.
out to East St. Louis.
Got some fine talent.
Yes, sir.
In East St. Louis.
Hey, low key, Murphy Lee got busy on.
Get gas in St. Louis if you're heading east.
Yeah.
What was that joint, Taymor? What's the joint
really
that?
get gas
Yeah,
before you head
seriously.
over that bridge.
Taymor, what's the joint they had with Diddy, with Murphy Lee?
Shake Your Tail Feather.
Shake Your Tail Feather.
But
He
you know,
got
everybody
busy
knows
on
that.
that.
But you know, St. Louis has an ill underground scene and always has. So you know, shout out to back in the day, Soul Tide, my band Black Spade, Rockwell Knuckles,
All these
Tef
people.
Poe.
We shot
doing
all these
big
people
things.
out a few
Tef Poe,
weeks
yeah.
episodes ago.
Yeah,
So,
Mastermind with his
Yeah.
shoes. He's got the.
they
I
say-
want to know more about the ba 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 ba
Yeah,
ba
man, yeah.
music.
Yeah, oh yeah, we got to get involved with that.
Carpenters.
The Boppa da Bop.
Good call.
The 𝐀𝐿 I'm always going to go with the 𝐀𝐿.
Yeah. Bobby Caldwell's,
But
right?
maybe it's really not folk music though. That was kind of. I like folk music a lot, but it's not all. Ba 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 ba.
That's just what
more-
Mike hears
it's more
when he
like
listens
sad.
to
That's
it.
all I hear
Yeah.
when I hear happy white people music from the 70s and 60s.
People
It's
that-
Oh,
Boppa
shout out
da
to
Bop.
Emo's Pizza,
Sways. Yeah.
St. Louis. If you go to St. Louis, go get yourself an Emo's Pizza.
I mean, if you're in the crate store as a producer, though, if you find some good Boppa Boppas, you can flip them joints. So
Can you?
that's the jewel for this. See?
You can sample that.
I'm just thinking like
Same with that
horse with no name has that in it
Yep.
a lot.
That is a
but,
horse.
but that's
well,
not
what
like
it
a
is.
pleasant white
No.
person song.
Yeah, it's not. He's
Very
not. It's not a
pleasant.
family.
Do you listen to the lyrics of music?
Yes, man.
These songs
Word.
are
I
actually.
was just
Some of
curious.
them are actually quite.
Can you
unsettling.
read
Yeah.
words?
I didn't go that far.
Yeah, man. Shout out to shout out to all the happy white groups from the 70s, man. We appreciate
Yeah,
y'all.
shout to them.
All right. So Move-
Papas. I love it, man.
that's the only thing I could remember.
No, that's
was the
great.
Boppa
I think it's
Bas.
great, man.
Yeah, a lot of
It makes me laugh.
heavy layered Boppa Bas.
I want to hear you.
harmony.
I want to hear you freak some papas.
I'm gonna do.
We should like
should
do
do a
something
Boppa
right
Ba
now.
EP. Yeah.
Put some
And then we
trap
should
drums.
do a challenge that somebody sample us when we do the Boppa Bas.
Yeah. So
Take
anybody
the
that's
song
watching
"Horse
right
with
now,
No Name" and you guys all make
Lone-
your own trap.
Lone
version
had a
of it.
solo there where we got a good clean portion.
I
that
could do
y'all
it. You can
sample.
harmonize with me. I can do it again.
Nah, I'm cool.
Okay.
We'll do that. We'll do it later and then upload it.
Oh, is that what's gonna happen? It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
I guess the Beach Boys' early music had some of that.
Beach Boys, yeah,
The Beach
for sure.
Boys were dope,
but not
though.
like
I ain't
Pet
gonna front.
Sounds or whatever.
No, not
Yeah.
Pet Sounds is a masterpiece.
Yeah, the Beach Boys were actually dope though. I ain't gonna front. They had some heat.
But they had the vocals like that too.
Facts. They had some heat. I think Kevin Love's name, father's name is Bob Love. I think Bob Love. I have to.
Yeah, look that up. That sounds wrong.
Yep.
It's probably wrong, but it's cool.
Bob Love played in the NBA.
Yeah.
Stop, man.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Either way, Kevin Love was plugged.
He was like a 6'7" power forward. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He had pleasant white people 70s hair.
He did. Pleasant white people, 70s hair. Yeah.
Anyways,
I love
Shout out
it.
to Jerry
maybe,
West.
Maybe slightly feathered.
Jerry West had that as
Little
well.
bushy.
So shout out
bushy
to Jerry
feathered,
West.
like a little cross.
Parted right down the middle.
Yeah.
Just kind
Jerry
of
West
flowed.
Jerry West was cold.
Curls at the bottom.
It's a bad boy right there.
You know, tell me some more about Jerry West. I'm sorry.
40. Easy.
The logo, man.
Easy. Yeah, he was cold. 1-9 in the finals, though. That's whack.
Who you got? Bob Cousy or Jerry West?
Jerry West. Because Jerry West
On
will
your
give you
team.
40. I'm going to go with Jerry West because Jerry West will give you 40. Now, Bob Cousy, he's going to run the offense.
Yeah.
He's going to make sure everybody's,
Yeah.
He's going to do that. But Jerry West was a cold-blooded dog.
What about Pistol Pete, though, man?
Yeah, Pete's up there too.
See, Pistol Pete, he can give you buckets and be
I'll take
flashy
Craig
with
Hodges
it too.
over all three of them. How's that?
Craig Hodges, you laughing? Craig
Motherfucker,
Hodges
he
was,
was a-
Oh, he can
ice
shoot that
cold.
thing. Craig Hodges could shoot that thing.
I'm just
Don't get it
joking. I don't
twisted.
know if I would take Craig Hodges over all of them.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, but Jerry West was cold, man.
but
I'll
you
take
know,
Dana Barros. You know. What I
See?
mean? So,
Yeah.
but see, those other guys didn't play in the 3-point era.
That's a
That's
good
true.
point.
It's true.
Matter of fact, Pistol Pete was giving boys buckets without the 3-point.
He was scoring 60 in college.
easy,
Yeah.
easy
No
though.
3-pointers.
Yeah.
LSU, easy. You know, what I'm saying? I think it was LSU.
No, it was LSU.
Yeah.
You're right.
Easy. You know what I'm saying? So
Played for the Atlanta Hawks.
I remember working
and
at
the Utah Jazz.
Sure did.
I remember working at Finish Line when they dropped the
Were the shoes?
Pistol Pete. No, no, the Pistol Pete throwback Atlanta joint. It was blue.
The
had
44
neon
joint?
green. Yeah, I remember that.
I
All the
remember-
D-boys was buying socks and bracelet, wristbands and headbands and sagging and 4XTs and all that. It was coming to buy.
That was an
buy
era.
those. Yeah.
I remember when.
That was a lot of profiling.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this-
well, we
what
already know.
if that's just
Yeah,
how they
we
like
know
to
about
dress,
Mike.
Mike?
Yeah,
They-
exactly.
You didn't know if they were D-boys or not.
Hey, calm down. I got commission off themselves.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Yeah, I'm talking about-
in here taking your dirty
All the more
money.
reason to insult your customers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love my community, man. They help me out. Go ahead, J.
No, I'm just saying, like, this is for my old school gamers. Like when NBA Live '96 came out,
Yes, sir.
the games, the players that they couldn't license, like Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley.
Player
Player
23.
99.
You
Okay.
no, what you could do you go to the creative player and just type in their last
You
name,
get
Yes,
their
sir.
stats.
and all their stats would pop up magically.
Yes, sir.
But you could do that for like older players. So you could put in Maravich, unstoppable. You put him on any team. Like it was a point where we were like, you can't use Pistol Pete. He never misses.
You know what's crazy? And this has nothing to do with the rundown, but I must say, Live 95, the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway.
Anybody that
Chris
used that,
Mullin,
anybody that
Latrell
used that,
Sprewell.
run TMC,
TMC. I think
if you anybody that
Chris
used
Webber
them
on that team?
properly, no, that's before him.
No, I think Chris Webber was on that
He might have
team.
been young on that team.
If it was, I'm talking about the prime run TMC.
Yeah.
Like that team, if you use that team on that game, it's a wrap with the person that knows how to use it right. All
Is the
three.
M Mitch Richmond?
Yeah, that was before he went to Sacramento, or
Yep.
or was it the other way around?
Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullin,
Mitch
Mitch
Richmond.
Richmond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
them
if you were
after
talking
that.
about Live '95,
That had like Sprewell.
That team was cold on Live 95.
yeah, but Shaq and Penny
That's
were
why.
on-
That's
were
why
on there.
Dennis Scott had the threes.
and
True.
Nick Anderson.
Yeah,
and the Sonics were cold on that game.
Yeah, the Sonics were cold.
Peyton and Shrimp and
Kemp.
Kemp.
Yeah,
Hey, the cover.
I think
the
Hersey
cover,
Hawkins was on
Hersey,
that team.
yeah.
The cover was a shot from the finals, Houston and Orlando.
yeah.
So that Houston team, we talking
They're good too, though.
Robert
Yeah.
Ory, Sam Cassell, Vernon Maxwell,
Elijah
Otis
King.
Thorpe,
Kenny the
obviously
Jet.
Dream, Kenny the Jet. That team was cold too. You know what I'm saying?
Sam Cassell.
Yeah, his meme was in that.
He was a rookie that year.
Meme face.
My mom used to call Sam Cassell Egghead. That's crazy. That boy, that egghead boy, sure can shoot, boy. You look up every time he
look like Enemy Mine. I always
don't do that. Don't do that.
Y'all remember that movie?
Stop, man. That's like one of them Robert Townsend movies that you always find.
And Louis Gossett Jr. played the alien.
Wow.
With Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, you lost me there, brother.
No,
I fool with Lou Gossett though. All right, so
what was his string of movies that were real popular?
Iron Eagle.
Yeah.
Wow,
it's like 4 of them.
I guess
I've never heard of him.
I had the good
LGJ,
cable.
man.
I
You
saw
never
all
heard
these
of,
movies.
You never heard of Iron Eagle?
Mm-mm.
I watched them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw all 4, but yeah.
You know, just randomly.
Come on, man.
You know, I'll save that for later. I was going to talk about some movies from the '80s we all love, but they're really trash. I'll
save that thought for life lessons with Jay Moore. We gonna need that later. All right. So keeping it moving, Dr. Dre released a clip. Celebrating the anniversary of the Chronic 2000, and he had an interesting comment where he said, "I think we've touched on this in the past, I believe, but it's interesting to hear Dr. Dre's take." He said, "Right now, to really search, I have to really search hard to find something that I really like as far as hip hop." He said, "But I think it's just about the substance right now. It feels like it's a little more quantity over quality. You know what I'm saying, in terms of the music that actually comes out now." I think a lot of people have this debate and they talk about, you know, whenever someone says this or brings this point up, they're automatically deemed, you know, old or washed or whatever. And I'm like, yo, that can be just a fair observation in terms of the actual game right now. There is a lot of quantity. We're in the instant gratification era where people put music out, people record it the night before, put it out, boom, it's there. Like there is no, you know, I guess the attention to detail, it could still be there for certain artists, but it's like, yo, a lot of this stuff is microwave. So when I saw Drake say that, it made me think to say, do we think any of the music now that is being put out, how many of these artists actually have the potential to have longevity, where it's like, no pun intended, 20, 15.
Album drops on Tuesday next week.
Actually does.
Lone Love Moonchild.
Shout out to Moonchild.
Trippie Red.
No. Longevity.
Yeah, 100%. Shout out to Moonchild. We love them. But, you know, in terms of the artists now, like how much of this stuff is going to be relevant? You know what I'm saying? When I say relevant, I mean stuff that you can go back and reference and hear. Like there's songs from the 60s that we still hear now that are undeniable. Like, is there any music that's coming out of this era that we think 20, 30 years from now when we're older that we can go back and see people still rocking to and still rock out to now? Like,
it's the age-old question, though. Like, are you talking about the population? Are you talking about it being popular or are you talking about it being good? Because the answer is yes. There's plenty of people making great music right now. All over the place.
So let's take that out of the equation in terms of the popular records that we hear right now. Because some of the ones that I'm comparing may have been just popular records back then, lead singles, whatever. So in terms of popular music that we hear now, do we think any of that has a lasting, like a lasting effect or longevity? Do you would know? You're out in the clubs a lot. You hear a lot of records. Do any of these records stick? Is there
honestly
stick to your ribs type? It's
crazy. There's songs that I forget about that are only 5 years old, and somebody will play them and be like, "Oh yeah,"
right.
Because there are people who have a one shining moment, and then they're gone, and they put out a whole body of work. But don't get me wrong, if I never hear "Party Like a Rock Star" by the Shot Boys ever again, I don't think my life will be particularly impacted.
Right.
And the thing is, that does mark a certain point in time. But I just think that
the replay value, though, longevity.
But it's also because people's attention span is so short.
Yes.
And there's so much to try to digest.
Yes.
You
have to throw those two things in there.
At one point, you might get 25, maybe 30 hip hop albums a year.
Right.
Now you get 25, 30 hip hop albums or R&B projects a month, if not maybe every 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
And so even things that I like, I'll find myself, I gotta go revisit that, and I'll forget. Like I forgot that the Smith and Wesson album came out this year.
Yeah.
And I really like that album.
February.
Which actually had heat on it. It had some heat on it.
But but that's from more of me being still a hip hop nerd. When we're talking about the popular songs, I think people will still listen to Beyonce in 20 years. Rihanna.
I agree.
Drake will still be around in 20 years.
I agree.
But I'm not sure if Lil Baby will be around in 20 years. I'm not sure if
it's just not. It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell because at one point, if you talk to people who are our parents' age or somewhere in that realm, they would have told you none of this hip hop was going to be around in 20 years.
Good point.
I saw a clip of Sinbad talking about when rappers get older and retired rappers.
I know that stand up,
and like it was funny then, but now it's like he was completely wrong. Because now we see rappers in their 50s that we're like, I still want to hear music from. Well,
what's a song that you can think of from that era, the 60s or 70s, that maybe would be equivalent to the Baby song or something that was a more one-hit wonder? Do you remember those songs? You know what I mean?
Like there was silly shit then, like.
I'm not even necessarily talking about silly. I just mean like one-hit wonders that like stood the test of time. Like I think the biggest piece that we're talking about right here is the simple fact that people don't have the same type of attention spans, and we have so much content.
That's a good point.
It's much content right now. Like there are tons of records. I shared 3 records today on Bringing Down the Band's YouTube page that were all crazy dope records.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are they going to be hits? Maybe one of them. The Mark Ronson one with Anderson .Paak probably will. But, but is it going to be remembered? Even though it's a spectacular record? Probably not.
I think you touched on a good point in terms of the time frame now, in terms of being flooded with so much material, right? Like it to me, and it's when I put my consumer hat on, it's like, there's so much stuff to listen to. I don't even know if I'm appreciating some of the doper records that I know or that I found or that y'all put me on to, because something else is coming out. You know what I mean? So you have to take that into consideration. I don't
even look at it like that. Like from the angle of, if I don't like it, I just move on. Mm-hmm. Like I don't care if it's popular or not. Like, and if I like it, I save it and I save. You know what I mean? Like, and I share it. Like, maybe I'm different, I guess, for the lens that I use. I'm not saying compared to you guys, but I'm saying we are different in general with how we consume. Yeah. But I found out about some artists the other day Harry Styles. I had no idea who Harry Styles was until I saw that the dude from Brass Tracks was playing trumpet on his SNL video. Nice. And then I looked up Harry Styles, like 39 million. How did I not know this person? Yeah. Why am I the 40th million person to know who this is? And that's kind of what I do.
Wasn't he in a group or something?
Oh, I honestly don't know. But the name, the names sound familiar. But I listened to it, I was like, oh, well, damn. Like, I'm completely removed from a lot of popular culture, especially in music. A lot of times,
like it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I was at a friend's house and her daughter was playing the song from Frozen, Let It Go, and I was like, well, what's this?
That's a huge song.
I had no idea. She was like, how have you never heard this? I was like, I am a single man with no children. I've never seen Frozen. I don't know what this is.
I don't even know what this is.
So there's stuff that we miss just because, look, that's not our space to be in.
Like Russ?
Like, I'm just now hearing Russ's music.
I was hip to Russ because he was big on the blogs. Yeah. So he blew up. He was a self-made song a day for a year, I think.
Yeah.
So that's why I was familiar with him. But other than that, if you don't check music the way where you wouldn't know, but he got huge.
Yeah, I know.
Massive.
I don't know anything about Russ's music.
Nor do I.
Who's that dude from there's a dude that actually TRU you put me on from the dude from like Kentucky or something. Jack Harlow.
He's dope.
Yeah, and so like
he's dope.
I had no clue who he was until you mentioned him, and then I looked him up. I was like, wow, he's got a huge following.
If my guy, shout out to my homie Deshaun, he actually put me on to him. He's like, hey, I got somebody you need to listen to. He sent me an album, sent me songs. I'm like, okay, this dude got some heat. He got a
he can
record.
rap, man.
He got a record called Detox that I really love. Like, so I'm hoping he, gets the necessary look, or as an up and coming artist. I think he's got some heat. He's got talent. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting, man, with Dre and him being an OG, still seeing that that's the era that we in. Quantity, like, let's get it out, record it, put it out, record it, put it out. People dropping 2 and 3, like on some DMX type shit. People dropping, couple projects a year. Like,
but let's put it.
It was
context.
rare when he did it, but
this
now
is also Dr. Dre. He probably has a vault full of music that we'll never hear ever.
That's a fact.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
Yeah, we're talking about somebody who we were waiting on Detox for how long? And
I've
he
talked to
still never
people
put it
who've
out.
worked on it, and they're just like, no, it's a thing, but it's just
It's a myth.
it's not. I got a chance to interview Jake One, and I said, is Detox real? He's like, yes, I've worked on it.
Yeah, we'll see when it comes out.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you never know. Some of that stuff might have turned into something else, and we don't know. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of
Well,
We'll
a lot of the beats were on where he used for 50 Cent when he came out.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
that,
And then you think
that
about
was supposed to be, yeah.
And you think about the Compton album he dropped, maybe some of that stuff might have had, Detox associated with
Outtakes,
Detox.
so we just
I mean,
don't
he
know.
had some dope people, quote unquote, working on that. Like DJ 𝗀𝐿 was coming out there. Like, I got hype. I bought into it initially because of all the people that were flying out to work on the high tech, people like that. I'm like,
Wasn't Denon Porter part of it too?
he was part of it as well. And I'm just like, I kept getting let down because it never, really surfaced. You know what I'm saying? But
We've probably heard all of Detox.
Yeah.
In one way or
perhaps
another.
the fact that we got Chinese democracy before we got Detox, it's
I mean,
not
it
that
is what
anybody
it
really.
is.
I'm not sure if anybody remembers Chinese democracy, but
Man, you know what I've been listening to?
What's that?
Chinese hip hop.
Oh, word.
Yeah. You ever heard the Higher Brothers?
I have not.
Check them out.
Send me something.
They're a rowdy bunch.
Word.
Okay.
Shout out to
They're a
Rowdy.
rowdy bunch.
Shout out to them being a rowdy bunch.
It's cool because their music videos are all like subtitled, so you can actually tell what they're saying.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dr. Dre actually, I just saw something that came across the timeline. He's going to be either associated with
That's what I thought you were going to. I was like,
or executive producing the sequel to Jesus is King.
So we'll never hear it.
Interesting.
That's what I initially thought. I'm like, okay, so this is never going to come out. But
Yeah,
No,
I've
it'll
seen
come
Dr.
out.
Dre take pictures with so many people
yeah, and it never come out.
that from music we've never heard.
Yeah, so
was he drunk? Because sometimes when he's drunk,
I don't know about that. I stay out of grown folks' business.
He hit the nail on the head, though, man. With that comment, I feel the exact same way.
Yeah, like I agree. I think that's just where we are. So
I'll believe it when I see it.
yeah, well, in terms of the Kanye, I definitely believe it when I see it.
I think he's just amping up. He's just setting himself up so he can run for president.
100%.
Dr. Dre?
No, Kanye.
Kanye.
Yeah, 2024. We're gonna have to choose between him and Akon. Akon's actually probably would be a
I'd
lot
probably
better.
choose Akon.
Akon.
Yeah. Well, Akon's actually done a lot for Africa too.
Yeah.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, I fool with Akon. Let's see.
Lord.
All right. So what do y'all think about this one? Billboard says, I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sponsors, yeah.
Oh yeah, shout out to the sponsors. We gotta pay those bills. Appreciate you, Spoolz.
Partners.
Or partners, yeah. Shout out to Dr. Coleman, 317-255-8546. Get your teeth is right in Broad Ripple. Bringing down the band as always is the hub. Make sure you guys go to YouTube and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. NDCD and Vinyl as well. They take care of us on the wax whenever we do raffles. And No Bad Ideas, longtime partner. They've been with us from day one. Really show love. Got a hat right here from them. So we appreciate them as well. Printfinity also. Shout out to DJ Jay Diff and his new daughter. That's for Printfinity. So we appreciate all the partners.
I can reveal the 2 pieces of vinyl we're going to be giving away for November and December.
Do that.
The plugs I met from Benny with the instrumentals.
Okay.
And Brother Ali's new secrets and escapes with evidence.
I can dig it.
I like that project, man.
So,
all right.
courtessy of Indie CD and Vinyl via Fat Beats.
Both good.
They take care of us, so we appreciate them. I saw this as well. This was interesting. My Dark Twisted Fantasy. This is, I believe this is Billboard. If it's wrong, I have to look it up. They named this the album of the decade by Kanye.
I saw that, and at first I was like, but I think I was just because they named something. It wasn't because necessarily.
So what's the decade? 2010 to 2019.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Because that came out in 10.
Yeah.
It came out in 10, yeah. You know what?
It's a great album.
I thought about it and I'm like, I don't know if I'm mad at this because that album is really, really good. That album is extremely good top to bottom.
I remember places in my life listening. Like I remember being in Chicago listening to that album with you and everybody.
I remember when it came out. The album is very good.
I remember the lead up to it with all the singles.
That was
the Good Friday stuff.
Good Friday stuff.
You know, and I liked some of those versions better than what I wound
Gold
up on
Chain,
the album.
Chain Swinging.
Yeah.
I don't think that was on it. That was a dope song.
There's a remix of Power that Swizz Beatz
Chain
did.
Heavy or whatever it was called.
That was dope.
That album was really good, man.
You know, but I mean, once again, it's an editorial decision and opinion, but you know, sometimes I got to take things with a grain of salt when I see. Like I remember Billboard. It was one year they savaged Joss Stone's album and said it was mediocre and terrible, and like they gave it Reggae Album of the Year.
Word?
Yeah, the same year. And I was like, I don't know.
Caught that flack.
I don't know who's writing what and who makes these decisions.
Different writers too.
You know, I mean, the thing is, all art is subjective. If that's their opinion, it's good for us to talk about. But hey, it is what it is.
I don't know. That's actually would be a very interesting question, though. But
bathroom break.
But that would be a very interesting question in general, though. I feel like I need to hit like a whole bunch of buttons and shit. Like
I don't know, but this bitch regular, man.
Yeah.
There we go.
But yeah, like what would be I don't know, like if I sat and thought about what my favorite hip hop album from the last 10 years are, that would take me a minute.
Me too.
Like
that would
be.
I feel like 𝗃 Butterfly is probably up there somewhere, just because of how great of a body of work it is.
I would
Good
put that.
Kid, Mad Cities.
I would
up
put
there.
both of Kendrick's albums before and I love My Dark Twisted Fantasy. I love that record. That white. I mean, I remember listening to that over and over. I remember like when I drove back to St. Louis, I was so happy because I had a CD player in my car that actually worked, my old beat up Honda Accord, and I just ran that pretty much the entire 4 hours, just listening to different parts of it over and over.
Yeah.
So I love that record, but I mean, I can't put it over to Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah, I mean that's just a great body of work. I mean, I don't know.
You know. Once again, this is all subjective.
It's a tough one. I don't know. I don't even know what my favorite album in the last 10 years, my personal favorite would be. Like
I'd have to think a lot about that.
Yeah, I'd have to really sit
I really
down.
like Deeply Rooted from Scarface. I think that's an incredible album.
Yeah.
It is, actually. It's a really, really dope album.
You know, and I guarantee you that editorial board who came up with My Dark Twisted Fantasy as their favorite album of the decade probably never heard that record.
Yeah.
Deeply Rooted.
Yeah.
You were sadly probably correct, sir.
You know, so
Yeah.
there's been so many. I mean, this has been a good. I mean, people like to complain about music and, you know, where the art is going, but like this has been a great time for hip hop, especially I feel like in the last 5 or 6 years.
There's always good music out there.
Yeah, so I you know, I'm not one of those people that always wants to complain and was like, oh, it ain't like it used to be. I was like, how it used to be wasn't as great as you remember either.
That's a fact.
So, like I said, once again, it's all subjective. It makes for good fodder for us to talk about, but you know, like I said, I don't put that album. And they're talking about overall. They're not even talking about the best rap album. They said it's.
See, I thought it was best rap.
I thought it was the
so,
best
too.
album. Maybe I have that wrong. But
I thought it was best hip hop.
know what?
But I'm
Let
like,
me look
Kendrick
it up.
has two better than that easily. I might give him 3 with Damn.
Yep, I agree with that.
I like Section 80 more than damn near all of them, too.
Yeah,
So
That's tough.
yeah, that's not even an album. So
Let me see. That's a good point, J Moore. Let me see.
don't forget about like Riff Raff dropped a really good project.
I mean,
In his yacht style boat.
Trippy Red.
Does Riff
That's
Raff
2
still
times.
rap, or am I?
I'm not sure if
I'm not even gonna name songs because I don't know any more albums. I'm just gonna say his name. What about Trippy Red?
The headline says Billboard names my beautiful dark twisted fantasy album of the decade. It does not say rap album of the decade. That's tough.
It is tough.
I thought it was hip hop.
Like Kanye West needs anything else to add to his ego.
And then there's that.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, that changes.
Flying Lotus dropped some good instrumental projects that were really good that I like more.
Okay, that changes it because I thought it was just rap, and I was like, okay, they might have a legitimate argument there.
Good Kid, Mad City was 15th. To Pimp a Butterfly was 5th.
Can we look at? Do they actually have the list?
Got a list right here. So top 10 of the decade: Kanye, obviously my Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Beyonce, Lemonade, Frank Ocean, Channel Orange, Taylor Swift, Red, Kendrick, To Pimp a Butterfly, Casey Musgraves, Golden Hour, Rihanna, Anti, Ariana Grande, Thank You, Next, Robin, Body Talk.
Where's Adele on
21.
Here?
Adele was 21.
21.
She was number 10 with the album 21.
Yeah. She blew up. I mean, she got massive.
Yep.
That's a fact.
What about what's that dude Psy? Remember he blew up with the
Gangnam Style.
Yeah.
Oh, they moved units on that record. I don't know about that. I can't lie.
I don't remember the name. I wish I remember the name of it. But there was a graphic that somebody put. It was a company put together. Okay. And it showed like popular music throughout like the decades. And it was like a moving video, so it like dropped people in and out of like the top 10 spots and all this stuff. And you saw Gangnam Style or Psy come up and just like, and he just launched up and then he came right back down. But,
word.
But like when you go on YouTube, it's ridiculous. Like when I because it puts the views and how many times and here's the first one I saw that had a B by it.
Yeah.
Like
that joint was
people watched that video more like something like 2 or 3 billion.
That's
times.
crazy when you think about it.
What about Pin Pineapple Apple Pen? Pin Pineapple Apple Pen.
I don't know.
All right, so let's go ahead and
that's gonna be a no for me, dog.
That's an interesting list that they put together.
I mean, but once again, it's these are also all albums that had a certain level of commercial success.
Yeah.
True.
Critically acclaimed. Like I said, there's nothing on there where I'm like, oh, what is that? I've never heard of that person. Maybe I missed out on that. Like you put.
There's some I didn't listen to.
I mean, I don't know Casey Musgraves. I've heard the name, but
I didn't listen to Channel Orange. I didn't listen to Taylor Swift Red. I didn't listen to Casey Musgraves. I didn't listen to Rihanna Anti. I didn't listen to Ariana Grande. I didn't listen to Robin. I've heard some of Adele.
Yeah.
Oh, I know the Kanye West album, the Beyonce one, the Kendrick one, and the Adele one. That's it.
Yeah.
The Frank Ocean project is actually pretty good.
Yeah,
it is. It is. I like Channel
good.
Orange. Been putting out trash since.
How about that Taylor Swift Red? You guys dig that too?
I just think his commercial, like really good commercial
never heard it.
pop music. I mean, I don't know. Like I understand her following because she makes music for people who.
Wasn't she straight?
She's
100%?
She's a modern, pleasant white artist.
Yeah, like she's.
Oh, she's a bop.
That's probably
kind of.
She's 2019 bop.
She's kind of gem without the holograms.
She's a 2019 bop.
Yeah.
No,
that's
I mean.
Great.
I get it, but like when I see she has like 2 Record of the Year Grammys, I'm like, really?
Y'all tripping.
I'm just saying.
I ain't tripping. She's
I get her following.
Bop.
I get her following, and I get why she's popular. She makes very palatable, easy to digest music for people who don't want to say that their music tastes are shitty.
Didn't she start off as like a straight country acoustic?
She was a country singer,
type
right?
Joint. Wasn't that how she started? And then she transformed to.
If not, she's definitely got a country name.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm. I thought she was straight acoustic country. You know what I'm saying? And then she turned into a damn pop star. So
hey, I can't front. I like that song she did.
She's
with Kendrick
crossover,
Lamar.
man. Country pop.
100%. I guess that's what we call it. That's cool.
Like Sally Myris.
So, no, she's a rap slash.
You say Siley Myers.
They let her in hip hop for a little bit. She was rocking retro Jordans.
Who is they?
Jordan jerseys for a little bit, and then she was like, "No, I don't like what
she's
some
back.
of the stuff stands for."
She's gonna drop an album with Mike Will Made It next year.
He gonna be like, yeah.
With the Migos.
I saw an interview with Mike Will Made It. I was
YK Osiris.
There's an interview with Mike Will Made It.
Shouts to Terry. Shouts to the chicken cutlets.
100%. There's an interview with Mike Will Made It on the Breakfast Club, like from, I don't know, a couple of years ago. And he says, you know what I'm saying, probably 350 times in this video. And I'm like, fam, stop saying, you know what I'm saying.
Oh.
That's very hip hop.
Is it?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh. That's how that works.
That's how you move.
Like,
that's how you move from sentence to sentence back in the day. You know what I'm saying? We got the album coming out. You know what I'm saying? And
It's
so
like a period.
You know what I'm saying? We got
You know what I'm saying?
got Dre
Like
on it.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Pause.
You know,
what I'm
Premier's gonna be
saying?
doing some beats. You know what I'm saying? Like
Pause.
You know what I'm saying?
I come from that era where I heard a lot of that, so it kind of goes in one ear right out the other.
I was disgusted at the interview because of that. All right, so
Disgusted and disgruntled.
yes, thank you.
Is that how you feel?
That's how I feel.
How I feel.
All right, so let's see the game. Did you guys see the game's artwork?
I saw his video.
No.
All right, so
The
Spoolz.
song, his video with
Song
was
with
dope.
Anderson .Paak.
Cold.
Yeah, that was dope.
It's cold. Spoolz, let me play
Although he did have Dr. Dre name drops.
how many did you count them?
I think there were 3, 2 or 3, but it was like right close together.
Well, he's
Yeah.
the name that.
but every time I listen to him, I just listen for how many Dr. Dre name drops.
you know
is
he's
on
gonna
the
drop them. Yeah, 100%.
end. Just, but,
But Spoolz, I'm gonna try to paint a picture for you. All right.
All right, I'm
So
close
walk
my
with
eyes,
me.
man.
all right,
Yeah.
Bob
All right.
Ross it up here.
So there's a picture, there's a shot of a studio, like
Like a music studio?
Yeah, music
Okay.
studio for music recording.
Oh, that kind of music studio.
Yeah. So
He didn't say music studio
I didn't
at
say
first,
music
Jay Moore.
studio.
He said studio.
there, that might be it right
Yeah,
there. I
this
don't
is
even
the
have to
picture.
paint. Stop the slide.
Spoolz.
There's the picture, Spoolz. You can open
Paint
your
it. I
eyes.
think you should continue to paint it.
All right, I'm gonna paint it for you.
Yeah, just
So
I'm not
you're
gonna
looking
look at
over the big monitor where the they have the screen of everything that's going on. If you're looking down, there's a picture of probably 10 to 12 pregnant women where you can see their stomachs exposed for that.
because
baby's
there's
for
a baby in there.
Yeah, the baby's in there. And there's liquor, drugs, things of that nature scattered throughout the studio. Game is
What
sitting
kind of
down.
drugs?
I don't do that. We ain't gonna do that.
Okay.
Game is sitting down in the chair by the main board, and he's stretched out writing, like he's writing bars. And that's the album cover for the album. It's called Born to Rap.
Right.
Okay.
So, what do you think about the idea of that? Yeah, a lot of pregnant women in the studio with
Rolling up blunts and drinking
drug
lean.
paraphernalia and alcohol and exposed pregnant stomachs. What do you think about that? Born to Rap.
I have always thought Game was just a little too much
Okay,
all the
agree.
time. Just
Yeah.
a little too much
just a
all the
little
time.
too much. Okay,
And that album cover sounds like maybe it's just a little too much again.
Okay.
But I don't want to take away from Game and his story. So if what he's saying is, man, all these women are trying to say I got them pregnant and I'm stressing out and I'm in the studio and I got all these drugs around me. This is the life I'm living. And that's him painting his picture and that's his art and that's cool. But having, been familiar with the Game since he came out, it's just always a little too much, man. With the name drops,
yeah.
with the activity, like just
Yeah.
with it's just always a little too much, man.
I'll tell you what's a little too
What
much.
do you guys think?
We'll keep it within the theme of a little too much. There's 25 records on this album.
Jesus.
So I don't know if I want to listen to 25 joints. Dom Kennedy is on there. Nipsey. I do want to hear the Nipsey feature. I saw some leaks on that from when they were working on the album. So that sounded cold. 21 Savage, Anderson .Paak, which we saw for the single. Chris Brown, Trey Songz. Game's albums are usually littered with mad features, right? So Red Cafe is on here.
Red Cafe.
Red Cafe,
Yeah.
Jay Moore is
Huh.
on here. Ed
Haven't heard that
Sheeran-
name in a while, have you?
Long time.
Ed Sheeran twice. Miguel's on here.
Shireen?
Is it Shireen?
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I think it's Sheeran.
You said it right.
Sheeran, that's what it is.
That's
Ed
what,
Sheeran.
whatever you said.
Yeah.
He's
that
the
was-
Game of Thrones guy. Yeah.
Stop. Miguel, Travis Barker. Like, there's probably
He always has tons of features.
tons of features on
Got to
here.
pay that lawsuit back. He's got to be in it to win.
Don't do that.
That's real. That's real.
But 25 joints from Game.
It's funny how that got glazed over, kind of in hip hop in general. I feel like especially during the whole Me Too thing. But
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
We'll see, man. Like, that's a lot of joints. Like,
So what do I think?
what do you think?
he's got a song called Gucci Flip Flops.
Yes, he does.
I'm just everything that I'm thinking. I'm trying to like bring it back to the multiple pregnant women on the cover. And the last time that I can remember prominent pregnant women in like music,
Pregnant.
prominent pregnant women in music media was, you guys know Prof?
Yeah.
So from Rhymesayers, he had a music video where he was driving around in a Mustang, and he had 2 pregnant women in bikinis on the back seat standing up.
Nice.
But he's kind of a novelty. He's not a novelty artist necessarily. He's just funny.
He's eccentric. He's different.
He's different, but I don't want to call him novelty. That's disrespectful.
Make it seem like he's disco duck or something.
He's definitely dope, and he makes good music, but he's funny. He's got that about him. Game doesn't seem like it's a joke.
He's dead serious. I'm sure there's a concept,
but it's really funny.
Yeah, from what I read, he was like, it's like the project is being born or something like that. I'm like,
it's corny.
So each of the women is technically birthing a song.
But there's 25 women.
He had
on
enough.
The album cover.
He had
maybe
enough.
Maybe if we get the artwork, you open it up.
It's just a little too much.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
The track list.
Are you a big Game fan? Or are you having a hard time swallowing this, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, like when I saw it, I was like, you know what? You know why it works? We're talking about it now.
There we go.
That's why it works.
I guess.
Is it too much? Yeah, it's too much. Is it something someone from outside the culture would see that and be flat out disgusted? Okay. Because there's no. I
didn't mean that.
Well, no, but like when you think of when you're showing pregnant women.
Yeah.
And it's implied that they're doing drugs and drinking liquor in the studio.
I need to actually see it. Can you pull it up, Mike?
I can pull it up for you. I got you.
So
I fix carburetor for you. Oh, that's the back of it. Okay. It's like a birth certificate, right, or something like that. I don't know. I saw it earlier. Thanks, Baron. Baron says it was a birth certificate. Let's see. Born to Rap.
So, yeah, that's just kind of how I feel. I mean,
like I said,
again, with all the name dropping, with the always getting in shit, always trying to have a beef, always it just always was just too fucking much. That's what I mean by that.
But the butterfly on his face, it represents new life.
The thing is, and I don't try to look at like
really
artists like this, but when people put themselves out this much, like it's just like. I remember he wanted like Eazy-E's son. He wanted to rap with him so bad.
Yeah.
But I got a tattoo of Eazy and da-da-da. I remember Eazy-E's son was like, it's my dad.
Yeah.
Like almost kind of like, take it easy, man. Like, hold on, let me take a look at this.
There you go, Spoolz. Take a good look at that.
Oh, that was not what I pictured.
I tried, man. I tried. See the board? There's the board I talked about.
See, you got to get the symbolism. Each woman is a song.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
and his
8,
music is
9
fueled by
women.
drugs and alcohol. And so when each song is birthed.
See the solo cups and the
I see
paraphernalia.
It all, yeah.
What do you think, man?
Whatever, man. Like, it's just... I'm sure he's got a concept for it, and I think it's probably just a little too much.
Yeah.
Right?
Now I'm gonna remember that every time I think about Game. I'm gonna be like, it's
a little too much.
I'm friends with so and so from Chicago. The BD twins, and then you find out like we don't fuck with him.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying?
It's like
come on, dude. Like there's always something like that.
And I feel like he's always been mad that Jay-Z didn't want to be his friend. Like he just felt.
I'll tell
like
you what though, man. In the midst of all this foolishness, Game started off with a lot of solid projects back to back.
The documentary is really good.
Yeah.
Doctor's Advocate.
I like Doctor's Advocate, which I thought was weird because Dr. Dre didn't work on it, but hey.
He started off with a spark in terms of his albums.
He's got a great ear for production too.
100%. Yeah. So I agree with that, but I mean, I'll listen to it, but that's a lot of records, man. 25 joints, man. Like with all.
I'll have to
features.
listen to that in shifts.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
See, for me, that would be like I can listen to an E40 project just like on driving somewhere, and we always joke about it's like 30 some tracks or
46.
But like that would
songs.
I think a 25 track Game album with all those different people on it would be really tough to sit through.
Yeah,
It's probably a bunch of singles.
I could be wrong. Yeah, I wonder how cohesive it actually is, man.
Yeah,
I think I'd have a hard time getting through that in just a sitting.
Yeah,
Yeah, 40 dropped a block brochure. I think it had 3 parts, like 20 joints a piece, or I don't know. But
yeah,
40's,
I'll jam them all
you
before you know it. It's over.
Yeah, 40's a legend, though. So I'm not
I feel like I'd listen to this Game album and look down and be like, track 4. Fuck. Like, I'm not trying to shit on Game either, man. Like,
Game.
I'm just being honest. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think Was he on our list of best MCs?
I don't know if he was.
I want to
If
say
he wasn't,
wasn't.
he should have been.
I disagree.
No?
Somewhere on there.
Over Schoolie D?
Don't do
Man,
that.
don't
I
get
ain't
me
gonna
started,
do that.
bro.
When I have to say don't do that, you really need
You're
to
right.
do that.
I usually say that. I think that'll do it for this episode. Did I miss anything?
I just want to shout out Slot's new podcast called the House of Divat
Yes.
podcast. So,
Shout to Slot.
Yeah, since we shouting out Slot, make sure y'all get that Jamila Woods Legacy
Yup.
joint. My man is all over that. Slaps everywhere. So y'all make sure y'all go check my man out. He got some crack on that album. My boy's nice.
It's got crack on the album?
It's
Really?
crack. In the beats, it's crack. You know what I'm saying? It's cold. So
Oops.
yeah, shout out to Slot. He definitely laced that project. If that is it, let it run.
No, wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all go to bringingdowntheband.com.
Wrap
I'm sorry, the YouTube page for Bringing Down the Band. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Patreon /New Old Heads as well. Make sure you guys go on there. We got some dope things planned within the CD and vinyl. For the entire crew, we will see y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.